in history, all 4 belts in the cruiserweight division will belong proudly around the waist of one man.
This is Kugan Cassius for IFL TV in association with MTK Global. We're at the final press conference here for Joseph Parker and Anthony Joshua. I'm joined by Matthew Macklin. All right, Matt?
How you doing?
All good?
Yeah, man.
Happily retired?
Yeah, very happily retired. Sinking in now, nearly 2 years.
Yeah. Don't you just want one more?
I think about it sometimes.
Do you really? I was only joking.
And then I think about, imagine having to spar and get hit in the head. Nah, you're all right.
No, you're all right. You got a good job on Sky.
Yeah, that's it, exactly.
Yeah, obviously a few days away from a huge fight. It seems to be Joseph Parker's being overlooked somewhat. Are the people wrong to do that?
Yeah, I think so. I don't think Joshua's overlooking him. In fairness,
no,
or Robert
absolutely
McCracken.
Not.
I didn't get that feel after when they were talking at the press conference. They seemed very focused on Joseph Parker. I think they respect him. Someone said to Rob McCracken, "Do you think he's the best person that Joshua's fought so far?" And he said, "No, I think Klitschko was," which, you know, Klitschko was certainly the most proven. But I think if you factor in that Klitschko was 40, hadn't boxed for 2 years, was at the end of his career, you know, you could make an argument, you know, that Parker is the best opponent he's fought, or he's going to go on to prove the best opponent that Joshua's fought. But I also think that Joshua is a better fighter than the Joshua that fought Klitschko, because it was a great fight. It was it's a fight he'll have learned a lot from. And, you know, I don't think as a team they're overlooking him. I think generally the boxing public and the fans and things might be overlooking it, because everyone's talking about, oh, what about Wilder after that good fight he had with Ortiz? You know, I think they might be looking past Parker, but I don't think that Joshua or his team are.
I mean, after a good win for Dillian Whyte over the weekend against the Ilkesman, he immediately called Deontay Wilder out. Do you see a situation where that fight could happen ahead of the Joshua fight or not?
Whyte and Wilder? Yeah, I think so. I think it does happen. I think that Wilder wants the Joshua fight next, but I don't think that happens. I think that Dillian Whyte, I think, has done himself a lot of favours by that performance. I know some people have criticised Lucas Brown, said he wasn't up to much, but I thought, you know, you can only beat who's in front of you, and I think Whyte won and won well and looked good doing it. I think he's mandatory, is he, for Wilder, or he's you know?
Yeah, I think he's sure. Number one, but the WBC haven't
ordered it or something.
Ordered him as a mandatory yet.
You know, I think it makes sense for Wilder to fight Whyte, because it's a big fight in itself. And secondly, you know, I know Wilder's WBC champion, and he thinks that. But the reality is, Joshua's the star of the division. You know what I mean? So I think, you know, if he comes over here and beats Dillian Whyte, and you look at the turnout here, and it's, you know, it's built up and it's promoted into a big fight, which it will be, because he's a good talker, Wilder, and there's obviously there's people be thinking about him and Joshua, but also about him and Whyte. You know, and if he beats Whyte and does a number on and does it in style, then I think he's got then I think the AJ fight is more likely to happen sooner rather than later, and also it's going to generate more money when it does happen. So I don't think whatever, even if Joshua looks $1 million, if he doesn't look $1 million but wins, I don't think the Wilder fight happens next. I think that I don't think that's the next fight.
Eddie Hearn's saying that apparently Wilder may not be coming this week. So
I don't know what to say to that, but I think he should come.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? He should come, because, you know, he's WBC heavyweight champion. He wants to fight Joshua. I think he comes here, you know, he's going to get a lot of publicity. He's going to get interviewed by everyone. All the fans are going to see him. It just creates more interest for that fight. So I think, you know, for his own point of view, he should come to this fight.
Matthew Macklin, thank you very much for coming to IFL TV. I'm sure we'll catch up with you soon.
First time in history, all 4 belts in the cruiserweight division will belong proudly around the waist of one man.